how I'm gonna put this together. I thought I'd say a few things that I thought of Cyberpunk. I still have to finish one, probably 2 more endings. But these were some thoughts I had during the game. The whole game opened up to me like it became a totally different game. Like, I had so much more fun with it. It became like I was almost unplayable to me before getting Panam's gun. With the scope, and it was in the slow motion, and I couldn't play it. I had such dread playing every battle scene. Every fight was so annoying to me, and I would die constantly till I got her gun at the end of that Riders on the Storm mission. Cause then I could finally I have astigmatism. It's hard for me to aim. I'm not a good shot. That made it nice and slow and steady. It totally changed the game. I became very attached to that gun. I was so great. If that gun did not exist, the whole game would have sucked to me. I have to say that. And I really liked that mission. It was really cute. I really liked a lot of the missions with Panam in it. I like watching the stars with her, and I like when we were getting Saul out. He's asking for the ladies' company and a cigar, and I don't know. I liked the whole all the camp and all the people out in the desert. Those are one of my favorite things. I loved all the fashion in the game. I am madly in love with Johnny. I was so attached to him. It was very romantic and personal to me. I was crying a lot. And a lot just it was very personal to me. I don't know why. Why do you assume that the character hates Johnny throughout the whole game? Like, the whole time I loved him, but the whole character does not like him the whole game. And every dialogue choice, I'm like, why? Like, he's better than you. Let him overtake you. Like, but that was never an option. So I was always fighting with the character, like, the dialogue choices, like, no, I love him. I love him. I want to be him. I want him. I want him to be with me. And that was never a thing. And it was very frustrating to me. Oh. I really liked the mission with the guy that was in jail. And one of my favorite missions that stood out was the guy that was in jail for shooting somebody, I think, just because he didn't like the way they looked at him. He was just like some jerky impulse thing that he did, and then he went to jail for it. And then he found the Lord in jail, and then he came out and was talking about God and love and everything, and then he crucifies himself, he kills himself. Oh, that was a very interesting mission to me. I had a lot of feelings about that. I was like, no, don't do it. And it just made you think about a lot of things, like how people can change, and I don't know, so those are some things that stood out to me. Whole thing, I loved, what's even her name? But it was everything with Johnny Silver is very distressing to me. I got one more ending on here. Let's see what's gonna happen. And I think when you I'm glad I did this ending first, though, because I don't know the order I did it in was probably gonna. I'm happy I did it. And I did the first thing. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know what was happening. Where you accidentally kill yourself. I'm like, that's stupid. What's the point of anything? That's a dumb ending. And then we did the one. I started to do the one where I asked for Panam's help, but then it was stressing me out asking her for help, because then you have to risk everybody's life in it. So that was stressing me out. So I'm like, well, let me just go I'm gonna stop it and go back and see, try and do it myself. And I had a lot of feelings about. Well, I love the daughter. She's so cool. I was absolutely riveted by her, all the gold and her stoic expression. And then they're in the spaceship. It's so Blade Runner-y, and I don't know. I just loved it. You see, she's like looking over. You're just like, oh, I loved watching her, and it was cool. And I like the Hellman. He's all just like a little like a toddler in his chair, just like kind of thing. I don't know. And they were driving up to the bougie place, and this in the sun when he's like sitting there at the end, and he's like he's rebelled, he's tried everything, and he's like defeated. He just almost doesn't know what to do with himself, type of thing. You get the sense, and it's really, I don't know, you just really feel for him. And then when Jackie's like, if you have everything, why would you choose to go into this life and do this? And I don't know, I get it. And I get why you would. And I don't know, I guess you have to play to know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go into it. But and you just see him all like that. I was upsetting. Like, I don't know. And then you wake up and you're in space. And I was so upset. And they're like, they're gonna wipe you. They're gonna wipe him out of your head. And I'm like, no, don't do it. Please don't do it. And then I don't know. And then you're just up there, and then they do all those tests on you, and then you have a dream with Jackie, and then they wipe him from your head, and it's like, and wipe Johnny from your head, and then I just felt like numb, like what's the sense of anything? Like that, what's the sense of going on? So they were doing all these tests, and I don't know, and it was just like, oh, every test was like, Johnny, why did you take Johnny from me? Everything good and everything, and then they're like, you want to just sit? I don't even know how to say it. I was just like, and then they're doing the stupid, and then the whole thing with the mice in the field, and it was just making me cry. Like, I don't know, I was crying thinking that. Made me think of my mom. I don't know how the machine kills the mother. It's just the children left, and anything with moms make me think of my mom. And then with the Rubik's Cube, I can never do Rubik's Cubes, ever. Can never do it. Like, I don't even try. Like, my brain does not work that way. But then, the more they did the test, and the more I was just kind of like, my emotions were like, it was really weird. I'm like, it's not important. I don't, Rubik's Cubes are stupid. It's not important. Like, that's where my brain goes. Like, I don't even want to figure it out. I don't care. But then I was so sad, and I was just like so defeated. And when they kept handing me the Rubik's Cube, I felt like my brain was just like, all the emotion was drained out of it, so I could actually see. It was really weird. I did not expect it to get this emotional. It meant a lot to me. I did not expect the end. I thought the ending was gonna be one little thing. It was not. Like, I was feeling it. I was there. And then I was so like drained emotionally. Then I was actually, that part of me was dead, dying, and as it was dying, I could understand the Rubik's Cube even more. And in the game, they go, you could throw it, or you could keep going, and then I was just like, no, let's keep doing it, because I was starting to actually pay attention to it more. It was weird. But it was weird because that's what was going on. But that's kind of, I don't know. And then you're like on the treadmill thing, and then like it's like you could try and be like rebellious or just go with it. And I just felt like I was just like, who cares? Like I almost the routine became like was like therapeutic. And they're like, you want to stay up here? I'm like, what's the sense of stay up here? You want to live forever? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't care about nothing on Earth. I mean, they have all these characters and they're so beautiful. You love them so much, but if Johnny's not there, I don't care about anybody else. I'm like, I can't. It's not that I don't. I just can't focus on them. The luster of life is gone. I'll just stay up here in the eternity. In the program, see what happens. You know what's interesting though? Because I was also thinking when I signed that thing, I played it enough where they have the mission with the guys in the camp where you go in there, because I remember I started to play the mission with to ask Panam for help, and then one of the things you go into Ice Bath and you go to Alt, and then Alt wants to take all the spirits or the data of all the people and merge it into herself. And at that time before, I was thinking that was weird and like, you're just taking them away, like almost like, I don't know, I didn't like the idea of her soaking up all these beings. But for some reason when I went up and after all that horrible stuff happened, and they said that he's shredded and everything. he's shredded and he's not with me and I didn't care what nothing. Then I was like, you know what? I kind of like it. I totally looked at that different somehow. When she goes, I want to merge all these consciousness together into one to be something better and to be something higher. And then that, I don't know, it clicked. I'm like, oh, that would be, yeah, because who the hell am I? What's the point of me now? Type of thing. I'm like, oh, that sounds romantic now. It sounds good, like hopeful and interesting. And I'm like, oh, I want to be a part of that now. To see, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? And that suddenly was in. So when it said you want to go back down, I'm like, no, let's. It was appealing to me. I'm like, I can't go on Earth anymore. And maybe Alt will do something. And I don't know if she is gonna do anything. I don't know what's gonna happen. But this is where I'm at so far. And I don't know. These were strong emotions, so I just wanted to share them somewhere. I don't know if it'll lay out. But I've loved it. It's been a roller coaster for me. Not quite what I wanted, but very meaningful. And I don't know what I was thinking. It wasn't an option. I know what I was saying. And you say, oh, and then you see the cat, because when you see the cat and he goes, you could bring the guy, and he's go, I love the scene with the cat, and he said cats mean you could bring somebody back from the dead, and I'm like, oh, I could bring him. You could bring a lot of these people back from the dead then. And I was thinking, you could do Johnny, you could do Jackie, and then they could we all just be together. And then, I could be with them. I love the wild party scene. It reminded me of Red Dead Redemption where they get drunk. It got a little scary and disturbing, but just them like playing in the bar and the girl crawling to him, and I don't know, him getting a tattoo, and I don't know, that was fun. Because one of my favorite scenes is the drunken bar scene in Red Dead, and it had that same feel for sure. He's looking for his friend. Everybody is his friend. Oh, that's funny. He's like, oh yeah. Oh. Those are my